Shalom, everyone. Welcome back to my channel. Today, we are going to go over, can I homeschool? So, do you need to be a certified teacher to homeschool your child? Short answer, usually no. But the real answer depends on where you live, what your state or country requires, and how you plan to teach. And if you get this wrong, it can lead to stress, paperwork problems, or even legal trouble. So in this video, I'm going to break it all down in a simple way. By the end, you'll know what actually matters and what doesn't, and how to start homeschooling with confidence. If you're thinking about homeschooling, you might be wondering, wait, I'm not a teacher. Can I really do this? That's a super common question. And the good news is this. Homeschooling is not the same as running a classroom. You do not need a teaching degree in most places. You do not need to be a certified educator in most places. And you definitely do not need to know everything before you begin. What you do need is a clear understanding of your local laws, a plan for learning, and the willingness to stay consistent. Let's walk through it step by step. First, let's answer the main question directly. In most places, no, you do not need to be a certified teacher to homeschool. That surprises a lot of people because when people hear education, they think of licenses, degrees, and formal training. But homeschooling is different. It's usually treated as a parent-directed form of education, not a public school job. That means the legal requirements are often about the child's education, not the parent's credentials. In many states and countries, parents can teach their own children without being certified teachers. Some places may ask for a high school diploma or GED. Some may require you to submit a notice of intent. Some may ask for attendance records, portfolios, or test results, but certification? Usually not required. So why does this question come up so often? Because homeschooling and traditional teaching get mixed up all the time. A certified teacher is trained to teach in a school setting. A homeschool parent is usually teaching one child or a small group of children in a home setting. Different environment, different rules, different expectations. People also assume that because education is involved, there must be a formal teaching license involved. But that's not how homeschooling works in most places. In fact, many successful homeschool parents have no teaching background at all. They learn as they go. They use curriculum guides. They use online programs. They join homeschool groups. They ask for help when needed. And that brings us to an important point. Being a great homeschool teacher is not the same as being a certified teacher. And this next part matters a lot because even if you don't need certification, there are still rules you cannot ignore. Instead of asking, do I need to be certified? Ask this, what does my area require from homeschool parents? That's the real question. Here are the things you may need depending on where you live. A notice of intent. This is a form telling your local school district or education office that you're homeschooling. 2. A specific educational plan. Some places want to know what subjects you'll teach or what curriculums you'll use. 3. Attendance records. You may need to track school days or learning hours. 4. Progress reports. This could include grades, work samples, test scores, or a portfolio. 5. Standardized testing or evaluations. Some states require annual testing or assessments. 6. A minimum education level for the parent. A few places require the parent to have graduated high school or earned an equivalent credential. Notice what's missing? A teaching certificate in most cases. That's why checking your local homeschool laws is the first step before anything else. Now, let's talk about the part that makes many parents nervous. What if you're not trained as a teacher? What if you struggled in school yourself? What if you're worried you won't explain things well? Here's the truth. Homeschooling does not require perfection. It requires commitment. You are not trying to recreate a classroom at home. You are building a learning environment that works for your child. That can look very different from one family to another. Maybe your child learns best with workbooks and structure. Maybe they learn better through projects and hands-on activities. Maybe they need videos, reading time, or real-world experiences. You get to adapt. That flexibility is one of the biggest strengths of homeschooling. Also, you do not have to teach every subject from scratch. You can use complete curriculum packages, online classes, tutors, co-ops, educational apps, library resources, community programs. If you're thinking, I'm not qualified, remember this. Many homeschool parents are not experts in every subject. They're facilitators. They guide, they organize, they support learning. That's enough to get started. Now, there are some situations where certification could matter more. For example, if you want to teach other people's children for pay, or run a private learning center, or work inside certain regulated programs, you may need formal credentials depending on local laws. Also, if your child has special learning needs, some parents choose to work with certified teachers, specialists, or therapists for support. That doesn't mean you must be certified yourself. It just means extra help can be useful. And in some countries or regions, homeschool laws are stricter than others. So again, don't assume based on what your friend says online or what someone in another state or province does. Always check your own local rules first, because here's where people make mistakes. They copy someone else's homeschool setup without checking whether it's legal where they live. Don't do that. If you're ready to homeschool and you're not a certified teacher, here's a smart way to begin. Step 1. Check your local homeschool laws. Look up your state, province, or country requirements from an official source, not just social media, not just forums, official sources only. Step 2. Decide on your approach. Will you use a full curriculum? Will you mix online learning with hands-on lessons? Will you follow a structured schedule or a more flexible style? Step 3. Gather your record system early. Use folders, spreadsheets, binders, or apps to track attendance and progress from day one. Step 4. Start simple. You do not need the perfect setup before day one. Begin with basics, reading, writing, math, and one or two extra subjects. Then build from there. Step 5. Connect with other homeschool families. This is huge. Support matters, advice matters, community matters. Other parents can help you avoid mistakes and find resources faster than doing it alone. Here's the part most people miss. Homeschool success is less about credentials and more about consistency. A certified teacher does not automatically guarantee great results at home, and a non-certified parent does not automatically mean poor results either. What matters most is whether your child is learning well over time. That means showing up regularly. It means adjusting when something isn't working. It means paying attention to progress instead of chasing perfection. And it means being willing to learn alongside your child sometimes. That's normal. That's okay. That's homeschooling in real life. So do you need to be a certified teacher to homeschool? In most cases, no. But you do need to know your local laws, keep good records, and create a learning plan that fits your child. You do not need a teaching license to be a capable homeschool parent, and you do not need to have all the answers on day one either. If you're considering homeschooling, start with research, then build your system step by step. Keep it simple, stay consistent, and give yourself permission to learn as you go. If this video helped clear things up, hit like and subscribe for more practical education content like this. Drop a comment below. Are you thinking about homeschooling, or are you already doing it? I'd love to hear where you are in the process.